Hello, 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 and welcome. This is Beverly Fells Jones, the Silver Fox of Consciousness, and welcome to today's show. Today I am going back to an oldie but goodie that I recorded way back in 2015. And as I've told you in previous oldies but goodies, this one is also going to enlighten you and give you some ways in which you can make changes in your life to manifest the life that you want. Now, back in 2015, I started out my shows with a wonderful meditation for the day. And so today's show is really about making your life changes on a daily basis because every day is a new day. Every day you can start again. Every day you can set your intentions to become the person that you desire. So, welcome. If you're new to the channel, thank you for being here. Please subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell to be notified whenever I upload a new video. So, I'm just going to stop talking right now and I am going to bring you over to that previous recording that isn't as great as it is today because back then I was on another platform and recording through the phone. So let's go on with that show.
Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning. It is going to be another hot one here in the Dallas, Texas area. And the sun is shining. You know, when I first moved to Texas from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, I was told I would eventually get tired of the sunshine. Well, I'm going to tell you, I'm never tired of the sunshine. I might get tired a little bit of the heat, but when I see people in the Northeast get plummeted with snow, I'm enjoying my heat here in Texas. But I want to tell you that I also want to welcome my Positive Power 21 family. To listening in this morning. I always want to recognize you. So this is the beginning of the week, another Monday morning, and looking at how do we want that to be? How do we want our week to be? And I was thinking about that this morning so I can think about the intentions that we were going to set for the week. And really, it just came to being the best that we could be. This week, let's set our intention for that. So, time to relax. So if you're not driving or operating machinery, just sit down, relax, close your eyes, take in a deep breath, exhale. Take in another deep breath. And exhale. We want to recognize that there is a power and presence in this universe that has been, has always been, and always will be. That power and presence created the universe, created our world, created us, and is with us and part of us and around us and over us, below us, beside us at all time, and is taking care of us and watching over us at all times. This power has said that all we have to do is ask and we will receive. And so we ask that this week we be the best that we can be, that we are able to bring forth that which is inside of us that makes us the best, that each day is a new day, and each day we start the day and get closer and closer to being the best that we can be. Because we are the child, this most high energy creator of the universe, and therefore we have the capability of being whatever our desires inside of us has been put forth within us and is bubbling out to become that best person in the world, to create an atmosphere around us that is welcoming, is uplifting, that is caring, that is strong enough to accept whatever our challenges may be, because we know that we will be given the tools necessary to overcome, and I don't like the word overcome, to become and to erase whatever it is that is causing us issues. I want to say thank you for giving us the power of the word and thought to create the life that we desire. Thank you. It is done. It is so. That was interesting. So I know someone out there, someone needed that piece of intention today, and I honor you. So, last week I talked about focus, and I talked about sitting for a few minutes and not moving. Well, I worked on that this week. I'm telling you, it can be difficult. I wanted to scratch. I wanted to move my legs. I wanted to move my shoulder, my neck. I mean, it was a exercise in control. It was an exercise in focusing on one thing. And the more I did that, the easier it got. Now, I didn't extend my time. I'm still on 5 minutes. But until I can sit without moving for 5 minutes, then I'll add the next minute. So I hope you took that and did a little bit with that this week of learning to focus. Even if you didn't make it for a minute, it's okay. If you sat for 5 minutes and had nothing going, no music, no noise, no interruptions, you found out how much you really think on the inside, how much you really are. Oh, that brain of yours is just going back and forth, back and forth. And so learning to say, okay, I recognize that thought. I've got it. Go away. I'm concentrating on this candle, or I'm concentrating on this spot, or I'm concentrating on my breathing, and it's good. You know, when you awaken from sleep and you return to life each morning or evening, or depending on, what your work schedule is, you are really in a highly suggestive and receptive state. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, I've talked before about brain waves and how your brain works. And as you fall asleep each night, your brain starts to slow down too, the waves in your brain. Now, you may still be thinking as much as you were, but not to the extent. And as you close your eyes and you're laying down, alpha waves are beginning to become dominant in your brain. And this is the area where hypnosis will take you, where boring people will take you, where boring television programs, whenever you're bored, your alpha waves start coming up. When you drive from one point to another and can't remember how you got there, alpha waves had taken over. Your mind is free to decide, accept. I didn't say reject, accept. Because this is also the area when your subconscious mind is active and in a receptive mood. So that's why you meditate, because you want to give your subconscious mind good information, good data. By the way, when you're listening to music, no matter what that music is, whatever those words are, and for me, sometimes I can't understand some of the words in the new music, but when you're listening to the music unconsciously and you're just doing things, it is feeding your subconscious mind. So think about the music that you listen to and the words in that music, because, yes, it does enter your mind and into your subconscious and accesses it each day. So when you're waking in the morning, you are in mostly alpha waves. You've come out of your deep sleep. You've come up out of the delta, which is very, very slow, and then through the theta, which was when you were dreaming that good dream or that scary dream. And then you're coming up and you're waking up and you're waking up, and the alpha waves are strong when you first wake up. And so every day is a fresh beginning, a fresh start in your life, because you are free to decide what your day would be like. At that moment, when you first wake up, you can set your intentions of what you will accomplish during that day. Your world is a clean state. So if you haven't thought about changing your thinking, all right, and you're still stuck in your stuff from the day before, something that happened to you the day before, and you're still talking about it, then you are still dealing with something previous that really you should wipe the slate clean. That happened to me this week. I was in a situation that was not pleasant, and I found myself discussing it several times. And then I realized is that you're keeping it alive. Stop keeping it alive. Stop having that energy out there that is that negative side of you. Bless the person and move forward. As I always say, I needed to take my own advice. Bless them. They probably were having an issue of their own, which I personally know they probably were. And I just happened to be in the way. So I bless them and tell them to move forward. All right? But for you, each and every day, what are you doing? That day before, there was something that you weren't happy with, or you didn't accomplish something that you needed to do. It was on your to-do list, whether it was mental or written, but you didn't get it done. And now you're going, okay, why didn't I get it done? I ask myself that sometimes. Why didn't I get that finished? Why didn't I go in there and do that? What is holding me back? Is there a fear, or is there just, I don't want to do it? You know, it's 100 degrees here in Dallas. I need to go edge my lawn. I don't want to do it because it's so hot outside. Valid reason as far as I'm concerned, but the city may come along and say your weeds are too high and give me a ticket. So I need to go out and do that, right? And edge my lawn, my side yard. So there are things that will get you in trouble if you don't do it. There are some things that, who cares? We were talking this weekend about dust. You know, dusting your house. Some people are really fanatical about making sure there's no dust. And me, is it an inch high yet? No. No, but the idea being is for some people, it's not super important. But what I'm looking at is being focused on who you want to be and what you want to become. And if you're in a situation that you don't want to be in, what are you doing to get yourself away from it or out of it? On Facebook this morning, one of my friends posted a statement and said she's 26 years old, and she's concentrating on her 26-year-old self. But if you were 26 now, what were you doing at 26, I think she asked, and then what would you tell your 26-year-old self? Well, at 26 years old, I had a 6-month-old baby girl. And that was, and I had just gone back to work. But I'd tell my 26-year-old self three things. One, spend more time with your children. Spend more time with your children. They grow up so fast. Learn to play, but do that. And two, get the divorce. Sooner rather than later. And to stay single until you love yourself more than you love being in a relationship. And that one was the most important one. Love myself. Because when you love yourself, you treat yourself well and you expect to be treated well. So I thought I would share that with you this morning also. So focus. Change each day. You have an opportunity to do something new. Now, there's this quote that I talked about last week too. People pretend not to like grapes when the vines are too high for them to reach. Let me say that again. People pretend not to like grapes when the vines are too high for them to reach. That was Margaret de Navarre, and she lived from 1492 to 1549. All right? Her brother became the king of France as Francis I, and the two siblings were responsible for the celebrated intellectual and cultural court and salons of their day in France. All right? She was an outstanding figure of the French Renaissance. But think about it. That was a profound statement, because think about how many times you said, I don't like that, or I don't, I don't want to do that. That's just not my cup of tea. And sometimes it really isn't, but other times you say it because you feel you cannot attain that level. You feel that you can't be that manager in your company because you're not smart enough, you think. Or you can't become a doctor, a lawyer, a teacher, a CDL truck driver, a good mother, a good father, open a nonprofit, volunteer. I don't know what to do. I wouldn't know what to do if I got there. No, I just don't know. I can't. No, I don't like that. That dance step. Oh, man, is that provocative? All the while you're going, boy, I wish I could do that, but no, I'm not. I don't like that because I can't. The vine is too high for them to reach. Now, this is when the vines are too high for them to reach. And I'm going to turn the mic over because I think Miss Bonnie is on the line this morning. Are you there, Miss Bonnie?
Yes, I am. How are you?
I'm good. So this is Bonnie W.K., my every now and then co-host. And Bonnie and I were talking about this yesterday. And
yes.
Bonnie, you came up with this idea of helping people, right?
Mm-hmm.
of being able, people not thinking they can help, ask for help, to be on someone else's shoulder to help.
Yes.
Or get help to climb that vine. Yes?
Yep.
But you also brought up another thing about this, and that was the idea of sometimes people won't help anybody anymore because they help someone, and that someone says, okay, help me get here, and I will bring you with me. And then they never do. And they do it multiple times.
The example I used was you want to help somebody, so you will allow them to stand on your shoulders and reach the grapes. And then what happens is they have promised, if you'll let me stand on your shoulders, I can reach enough grapes for both of us. And they promise you that, and you trust them. So they stand on your shoulders, and they bring only enough grapes for one person, and they keep the grapes. So what it does is it stops you from trusting ever again. In similar situations, that by the time people get through doing this in many different types of situations, you don't want to trust anybody. But there are a few people out there that you can trust. Most of them, you just have to forgive them and keep going.
Absolutely. And that's the key, is forgive them and keep going. Because that might have been your mission, though, is to help them get the grapes, right?
Yes.
It wasn't your mission to go up there with them, right? We never know what our mission is going to be when we do that. Well, thank you, my dear. I'm going to put you back on hold now. So Buddy, you just made me open up to that idea of helping others, but also sometimes we need to find a ladder and find that ladder, and that could have been that person, or the ladder could be going to school, or the ladder could be getting up an hour earlier each day and studying, or it could be, doing something different at work, whatever that is, that you see those grapes, and sometimes it's referred to as the carrot too, but you see that and you're going to focus, I'm going back to my theme here, focus on how you can reach those grapes. And when you focus on how to reach those grapes and you ask, during your prayer or your meditation or in your thoughts, how can I get to those grapes? What is it that needs to be done for me to reach that goal, those grapes? And Spirit will tell you, or send that person whose shoulders you're on, or multiple people whose shoulders may help you get there. Or it will give you the ladder you need. Or someone who is already up there and will pull you up. Who knows? I don't know. All you have to do is ask and keep your mind focused on the goal of reaching those grapes. Martin Luther King said, keep your eyes on the prize, right? So look at that and think of what it would mean. Every day is a fresh beginning. So if you didn't do something yesterday, look at today and say, what change can I make? Ralph Waldo Trine, and I'd like to go back to, I'll call it ancestry, our older thought people. And he lived from 1869 to 1958, and he was a philosopher. And he said, in the morning, just pay attention, all right? This simple method will bring anyone to the realization of the highest life that can be even conceived of. If really in earnest, and if he really desires it, And remember, back during that time, he was neutral. For those of you who are looking, well, why isn't it he or she? Okay. If really in earnest and if he really desires this, who cannot live to his highest for a single hour? If he is only earnest in his endeavor, then through the law that like builds like, he will be able to come a little nearer to it the next hour, and still nearer the next and the next, until sooner or later comes the time when it becomes the natural, and any other would require effort. In this way, one becomes in love and in league with the highest and best in the universe, and as a consequence, the highest and best in the universe becomes in love and league with him. 1 hour at a time, every day, as you awaken from your sleep, you are receptive to suggestions. Know and think about what your intentions are for the day and set them when you're in this state. If you forget, when you're in the shower and you remember, relax while you're showering. Relax and set your intention. Or sit and do a short meditation of a minute or two and set your intention so your subconscious mind can go to work for you. Thank you so very much for being here today. And I have a caller from 0807. We only have a few more seconds, so who's this?
Hi, Dr. Beverly. This is Gigi. I was just calling to let you know I was listening into your show, and it's very informative, and I love your show. So just wanted to give you a shout-out.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that, and I thank you for listening and saying to tell me that on the air. I appreciate that. So let me go and close us out for the day, and I hope you have a wonderful week, everyone. And I see you next week, and next week's show is called Just Do It. All right? Just do it.
Well, I hope you enjoyed today's show, and I hope that you learned a lot and you've gotten some new things to think about setting your day. You know, I've talked before about meditation and the beginning your meditation project by simply sitting still in a quiet room and counting backward from 25 to 1, always taking a breath in between. So therefore, thank you again, and be sure to hit that subscribe button if you're a subscriber. Please thank you for being here, and please share and hit the like button. And this is Beverly Fells Jones, the Silver Fox of Consciousness. As you have believed, let it be done to you, and it is so, and I will see you in the next video.